Hey, howdy there again, folks. Me again, of course, Brandon Wenzel. Come back at you, another offering of my sampler platter. Yes, eat folks, sampler platter video series was opening for the while. We're over there, try out food and drink items. I eat the stuff, I drink stuff. Then, folks, I'm going to talk about the stuff. Okay, I'm going to let you know all you need to know about hopefully delicious stuff that, with my extreme and completely unfettered food tasting expertise, I will go over there and describe in excruciating detail to any who might want to listen about the experiences that I am partaking in at this current time whilst being in my truck and wearing my crappy work shirt. Because that's the case, folks. I am, in fact, wearing my crappy work shirt. I am, in fact, in the truck. And if you watch my videos enough, then you probably know that, truck, work shirt, chances are he was on his way to a place and he found a thing to review. It's very much the case today, folks. I just got through reviewing a thing. What with the International Delights iced coffee vanilla flavor. Vanilla flavor, there we go. And I hinted at this video and that one because we're doing, boom! International Delights iced coffee Oreo flavor. Excuse me. Sorry, I don't know if I'm coming down with a cold or if it's just from all the crap I've been doing in my house and just kicking up dust and stuff. But anyway. Yeah, so, and I made mention of this in my other video that I did with the vanilla one. These, I think, have been around for a little while. I've just personally never tried them. I'm certain I've seen them before. But for one reason or another, just never picked any of them up. But today, on my lunch break, I hit up a 7-Eleven at night, and they had them available, and I was like, sure, why not? Quick, easy video. So, we're going to try out some Oreo coffee stuff. Best served chilled. Shake gently. Well, it's chilled. Refrigerate after opening, I'll do that. I definitely shaked it more than gently, though. Okay. We're not going to count that as a proper first drink, but a preview, if you will. Trailer of what's to come. 220 calories. 36 grams of sugars plus added sugars. Yeah, man. One thing I will say about these, they are not light on the sugars. So just, be aware. I'm not typically a health-conscious show on the YouTubes and such. I hate the sun so much. It's fall! Die, you fucker! Let's try a thing. Okay. I can see what they're going for with it. Yeah, it's got, it definitely has sort of a cookies and cream aspect to it. And you can, yeah. And it kind of has a, because, obviously, it's it's Oreo, but then cookies and cream, kind of the same thing. Certainly the same concept. But Oreo is, it's unique in its own way. And I will say, there is an Oreo taste to it. Now, I'm not saying it's, super prominent or anything like that. But it is, this is very different than the vanilla one. Very, very different. And there's definitely kind of a, sort of chocolatey aspect to it. Kind of added on top of sort of what the other one was. And it's, I'll say this. If you didn't tell me, if you didn't say Oreo specifically, would I think Oreo inherently? Maybe not. But it is there, I think, if you look for it. Of course, that could just be my brain telling me what the hell I want to hear, but, But yeah, I enjoy that. That's tasty. It's a little bit, one of the things that I praised about the vanilla one was that it was a very light tasting drink compared to something like a Starbucks double shot or a Monster coffee. This one does feel a little bit heavier. I'm not going to say it's quite as heavy as those two that I mentioned, but it definitely does feel heavier than the vanilla one. There's definitely more shit in this, probably a little bit more processed. Me just thinking. Yeah, there's definitely is, it's thicker than the other one. But it's not bad, and I will say, even though I do think it is a little bit more processed, a little bit thicker than the other one, again, I don't think it's as much so as like the Starbucks or the Monster offerings. But it's good. I like it. I think in terms of flavor-wise, I probably prefer this to the vanilla. Though, I do really like the lightness of the vanilla. So, yeah, it's a little bit... The vanilla, I think I would go and grab... specifically if I wanted a coffee-related beverage. But, again, I didn't want something weighing... There we go. If I didn't want something weighing down on my stomach, it's like a more casual kind of iced coffee drink. Whereas this is more on point with the stuff that I'm kind of used to, especially working nights. So, but yeah, flavor-wise, the cookies and cream definitely wins out. Although the vanilla was perfectly fine too, but I love cookies and cream as a flavor profile, so not as good as mint chip, but it's up there. It's up there, folks. But yeah, good on you, International Delight. I don't know if you have any other flavors, but the vanilla and Oreo ones are good. Now, again, comparing it to, like the Starbucks stuff and the Monster stuff, I don't know that I would use this as a replacement for that. Especially for one thing, availability is definitely not at the same level as those two things. But it's nice to have it as an option. I like, it's certainly in the same vein, but I do think it's doing its own thing. And I can appreciate that. It's not my favorite, but it's good. And that's perfectly okay. So, now would I recommend it to other folks? Yes, just like with the vanilla one. There's no funky aftertaste or anything. It doesn't taste chemically. It's just a good iced coffee drink. I think it's, yeah. It's good for this morning that I'm on the thing. Plus, I got a bunch of work I gotta do when I get in the house, so. I apparently have 2 coffee-related beverages that I'm not gonna drink in succession because that's just too much sugar even for me. But, still. Anyway, folks, that's going to do it for me on this one. 5 things before I get out of here. Have yourself a great rest of your day, spectacular rest of your week, monumental rest of your month, stupendous rest of your year. And, folks, if you could go over there and have yourselves a truly Oreo-tastic rest of your life, because, folks, Oreos are just fantastic. They've been around for 800 years or some shit. Okay, I'm pretty sure they predate Christopher Columbus. So, he got here, there were Native Americans, and then there were Oreos, and nobody could even explain it. It's like an episode of Fringe. Fringe was a good show, by the way. I don't know, I kind of trailed off a little bit when the one guy got his smarts back. What with the invasion stuff and everything. But it wasn't because I wasn't enjoying it. I just wasn't watching a lot of TV during that period. But I liked that show. It was a good show. I don't feel like enough people bring up Fringe anymore. 2 final things, folks. Number 1, try to bring some positivity in the world. It's not always possible. It is, however, always appreciated. But you do if you can't do it all the time. I know I can't do it all the time. Here's what you do, folks. You try not to be an asshole. It's not the easiest thing in the world to do, folks. Trust me. We live in a world where Fringe is no longer on the air. I mean, it might be on a streaming service or something. I don't know. Plus, I'm sure there's DVDs or Blu-rays. Maybe. Not every show gets that treatment, even in the world we live in today. But fringeless world aside that we live in, you gotta try to mitigate the level of assholishness, okay? I know you're out there and you're living your life and, you're going to day to day and it's just rolling in your head, man, we should have got another season of Fringe. Man, should have got another season of Fringe. I know, I'm there with you. I mean, granted, I didn't follow it to its conclusion, but I'm there in spirit, I guess. But yeah, try to mitigate the level of assholishness. Very final thing, folks, do the thing. Whatever the thing is for you, that's what I want you to go out and do. Maybe you happen to know somebody who can get Fringe back on the air. And you can go over there, maybe wheel and deal and stuff like that. And, you make the thing happen and stuff like that. And maybe, just maybe, you go over there, you toss out just a little cameo role for your good buddy Brandon. I could go over there. There could be a scene where, like, somebody's eating something in the background. That's all I'd have to do. I'm well suited for it. You all know that. Or conversely, you could go over there and do something that is not that at all. Although, that'd be neat. I'd be cool about doing that. What's the thing that you could do? You could go over there and, like, train and run them for a marathon or something like that. Just be careful if you do that. My supervisor did it. He's, like, in his 50s. He went over there, he blew out both his knees. But, just take care of yourself. Make sure, you do what you need to do, train properly before you get to that point. You don't need to be blowing out your knees, folks. I blew out one of my knees. It was a bad time. So, anyway, folks, bye.